So Microsoft hit $76.4 billion in Q4 revenue. And this is an interesting one. And I covered this on my channel a little bit. It's interesting that they had this type of revenue, and yet they've had some of the largest layoffs, not only in company history, but this was the second largest. They're the second largest layoff of any company in the US over 2024 and 2025. So huge, massive layoffs, even though they're recording record profits. Now, on the converse side, while they're doing massive layoffs, their numbers are actually still higher than pre-COVID. So during COVID, especially during technology, there was massive staffing up. Massive staff ups during COVID because money was free. Money was free or very cheap. So people staffed up. And then since 2023, everybody's been voting people off the island. Microsoft's a little slow to do this. They didn't do it all in one sweep. They've laid off a handful of people or a handful of divisions and have now laid off some of the most people while recording record profits. Now, these record profits are interesting because their Q4 growth in Azure alone grew 39%. Their cloud environment is a staggering number. And this is actually from Satya Nadella, when the very first things he did when he took reins of the company was to start to staff up their cloud computing. And this obviously starting to show with $76 billion gross revenue in one quarter.
Yeah, totally. So what's your take with the Copilot integration? Like what's happening? Is this going to continue? Are we going to continue to see enterprise adopt this Copilot? Are you going to start to see some competition amongst enterprise? Who's the second place in terms of enterprise adoption right now?
Well, clearly Microsoft's number one, but they've kind of done this in a really interesting Trojan horse way, right? So GitHub Copilot, they stuck GitHub Copilot into the Office 365 listing, or the M365. The name has changed so many times over the last couple of years, I don't even know. But M365, Microsoft 365, Office 365, whatever you want to call it. And they stuck this in for a couple of reasons. One, suddenly now they put this in as kind of just a checkbox in the middle of the Office 365, which is the largest collaboration, globally, right? Like Microsoft has dominated in this space for 2 decades. And so by doing this, suddenly they're able to inflate all their GitHub Copilot numbers, right? They're able to say, oh man, we have all these hundreds of millions of users. And literally all it was people who checked a box, and suddenly their whole org of thousands of people got GitHub Copilot. So they're able to, say, hey, we have 20 million daily users, just because it's people who are already using Office, and some IT person somewhere along the way checked a box that says now you use it. I'd be really curious, and they're never going to show it, on how many people are actually using the GitHub Copilot AI every day, because in every single benchmark, GitHub Copilot trails by a long margin.
Yeah, totally. So Microsoft stock has just been on a parabolic run. I mean, the last 6 months, they're up 30%, year to date, 27%. And you can really just kind of see where they've spiked after earnings. They're approaching the $4 trillion market cap territory. In the pre-market, they are actually up 0.46%, which a company this size, it may push them over the $4 trillion mark today or this week, which is pretty crazy. I've seen a lot of companies putting a lot of eggs in the basket of hardware, the way they're doing accounting and the way they're able to depreciate it. A lot of companies are depreciating it over 6 years. What's going to happen with the hardware if this isn't as valuable as it once was in 6 years? Because there's going to be a lot of interesting accounting tactics, because they're going to have to keep buying hardware. And we've seen, maybe we can get into it in a minute, but we've seen Meta just deploy a ton of cash into hardware and server space and just data centers and racks. What are we going to do? Like, are we going to have to keep improving hardware every year? Like, how quick is the hardware iteration in this instance?
So the H100 is 5 years old, right? So the funny thing about it is, well, the H100 is the leader in your server GPU. In your server GPU land right now, the H100 is the big leader, and that hardware hasn't really changed in the last 5 years, right? Mm-hmm. And so the interesting play for Microsoft on this, and where Microsoft is going to laugh all the way to the bank on this, is Meta and xAI, like the two largest competitors to this, are deploying these, and they're deploying them for them with some hope that in the future it's going to be worth something. The thing about Microsoft is, remember where the very first thing that we opened up with, Microsoft made $76 billion in their Azure. That's hosting. So Microsoft has the ability to be able to leverage this hardware for themselves, but then also turn around and deploy it out to clients and to be able to sell it. So Microsoft, of all people, is one who will always profit from this because they know their server hosting. They can forecast this. They know exactly what the growth is. And then plus on the flip side, OpenAI is still paying a huge bill to Microsoft for this. And so when OpenAI is talking about all of their hosting, they're actually mostly leaning on Microsoft for this hosting right now. And then Microsoft, even if OpenAI were to go away, which is going to happen with $1 trillion company, of course, Microsoft owns this corporate hosting space. So if you're a corporation and you're going to go to GPU hosting, you've got about a 75% chance you're going to be hosting with Microsoft.
Crazy. Wow. Do you have anything else with this Microsoft war and how much money they're just spending on their AI? And like, are you going to see Microsoft continue to be innovative, or do you think they're just going to coast and hopefully stay on a trajectory of just getting users on Copilot? Are they going to go for mass user adoption, or are they going for the Elon where it's just like innovate, innovate, innovate?
I think they're the less sexy, but the much more profitable model where they are getting other people to pay for their hardware, essentially.
Yeah.
So they're paying for this, and the reason the market looks like that is because when you have a $76 billion Q in one quarter of revenue, right, for your Azure, for your hosting growth, that's not going away. Think about that. That is full recurring revenue. Now, xAI and OpenAI, they're growing on some levels of recurring revenue, but these are small revenues. Most corporations I know have a minimum of like a $10,000 Azure hosting bill. Like OpenAI and xAI have nowhere near that kind of money. So Microsoft's just sitting back, and they can do both, actually. They can do the non-sexy, just deploy the data centers, make sure it's getting paid for while using this internally. And the huge shift recently, Satya Nadella said that they've actually laid a bunch of people off because they actually are still hiring into the AI divisions. So they basically laid off a bunch of people who didn't have AI development skills so they could continue to invest in it. And they have one of the largest hardware bases out there, very quietly growing while still getting it paid for. So the difference to all these other people who are raising this on VC capital, these guys are raising it on revenue.